I think I have open way too many tabs. Nothing is working. Everything is gone. Can anybody let me know? You can hear me, I'm assuming, huh?
Yes, ma'am. I can hear you.
Okay. I just looked and I have like, you know how you just open tabs? I just looked. I probably have about 30 tabs on my open on my computer right now. So we're live. So somebody let us know that you can hear us. It's Halloween. Happy Halloween. Happy trick or treating. I dressed up in blue so I could coordinate with Rawhide. So I wanted to be just like him. When I get older, I want to be just like him. So therefore I dressed up like him today. So we have that going for us. And yeah, I don't have either one of our channels pulled up like I usually do, but I hope we're good because I could see at least one comment. So we're good there. Happy Thursday to you, Daniel. Also, this is Rawhide. He's I don't know if any of you remember him, but this is Rawhide. He has a channel. He has a YouTube channel. And on his YouTube channel, he talks about sports. And as of late, he hasn't been doing that, but that is okay. Because you know what? Life happens sometimes. Things get in the way, and we just keep on moving and we keep on trucking along. So that is okay, Rawhide. So everybody, welcome Rawhide. This is Rawhide. Hi to everybody. Hi. The other thing is if you did not know, Rawhide has a membership, and you can hit join on the membership, and when you hit join, you can join the Discord. And if you join the Discord, you will not be able to interact with Rawhide because he will not be available there. So you will be joining. So you will be joining the Discord to talk to everybody else, but not Rawhide. So all you do is you need to hit join. If you hit join, then you can connect your Discord to YouTube. And once you do that, you can get into the Discord for all the fun and all the laughter and everything that you want. Your little heart desires, you can have that. You will not get Rawhide, but you will get the rest of us. So I'm just throwing it out there. The last thing I want to say is Rawhide is on a bye week this week. So he is, dealing with life, and he's going to be on a bye week. And so because we're all adults, we're going to respect his right to be on a bye week and to do the things he needs to do for himself. So happy bye week to you, Rawhide. But we all know the most important thing in Rawhide's life is obviously me, because that is why we're doing this show. And that is why nobody else has seen him, but he's here for me. He showed up for you all. So that's my opening spiel. Anything you want to add? Did I get anything wrong? Did I mess up anywhere? Anything else you want to add?
You can't be no more right than what you was right there. I'm just here to tell you. So I really appreciate it. Listen, man. Hey, y'all need to give really a hand, man. If y'all in the chat, man, y'all give really a hand. Cause man, that was off the chain, man. She told me I needed to come on out and let's do this thing. And man, shout out to her. So hey, it's my bad. It's my fault. It's my fault. It's my fault. It's my fault.
Yeah. So that's the thing, right? It's like everyone's like, "Where's Rawhide? Where's Rawhide?" I'm like, "He's on a bye week, guys. He's on a bye week. Like, can he have a bye week? Like, just give him a bye week. He'll be fine. He's got a couple of things going on. And obviously he's here with his favorite person because obviously, like, who else is going to show up on camera the same color he's wearing? Like, obviously, that means I'm his favorite person. So before we get started, make sure you like, both of our videos, subscribe, all the things, join the Discord, all the good things. So here we are. We're off and we're good. So Rawhide, how are you? Can I just appreciate the fact that like a lot of people think that my personality is so like serious and so focused and so all of these things. It's so nice when I get to do this show and oh, stop. It's so nice when I get to do this show and be like this, because everyone's like, where is this girl coming from? So there's some things that I'm serious about, but the truth is some stuff I just really don't care. So it's not that serious. But yeah. So anyways, what are you thinking? People want to hear from you,
No, what I'm saying, no, you are a serious person. Borderline mama flawed. I'm just here to tell you. And that's a compliment. It ain't, what I'm saying. So I don't know where you get that. I don't know what you're talking about.
I am the most unserious person. The funny thing is nobody even knows, like everyone's like, yeah, Nobody will ever understand this conversation right now. So let's talk some football. Are you okay to talk some football? You feel good
I
about
sure
talking
am.
football on your
Let's do this thing. Let's do this
Yeah.
thing.
Well, since we're both in our blue ensembles, what do you think about the Colts? What do you think about Anthony Richardson? What do you think about his I don't even want to say his behavior because I don't know what his problem is at this current time. But what are your thoughts on Anthony Richardson and what he said in the press conferences and how he's handling being an NFL athlete at this time?
Well, I'm not even gonna lie. At first, when he first did it, he first pulled himself out of the game, which is kind of weird anyway,
Mm-hmm.
because I think there was like 3rd and 22,
Mm-hmm.
so they were gonna run it anyway. I think they were in field goal range or so, but so I'm like, he should have just, he could have just stayed in, handed the ball off, got off the field. Now, my original thought was, I'm like, well, hey, at least he was honest, right? Respect the fact that he was honest on the podium. But then I heard some of his NFL peers, and then I was like, obviously, I'm dead wrong on this, and we're not at a time where we're gonna respect honesty. We're gonna have to keep the facade up.
Correct.
So since that's the case, he was dead dog wrong.
Yep.
I guess I got more of an issue with the fact that he was tired than I do him saying that he's tired, because
that's exactly why. Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
The other thing. Go ahead.
My fault. No, the position on the field that requires the least amount of physical exertion is the quarterback position.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know why he was so tired.
I don't know why he was so tired either. And again, granted, he had ran the ball previously on other plays or whatever, but like, I'm not trying to be funny here, but he's not like Lamar Jackson fast. Like, it's not like he's like going anywhere dramatically. So like, why are you tired exactly?
Right.
And you're too tired to hand off the football?
Right.
Like,
right.
Anyways, and I think it was a bad look. And I said this in the Discord, and because I said it, I'm going to bring it publicly. He is a black man that forgot he was living and playing a white man's game. He forgot he was in the NFL. And you are not allowed. You are not allowed. You are not allowed. You are not allowed to do that. You are not allowed to say that. You are not allowed to behave like that. You are not allowed to do that. And you know what? That sounds really harsh, but it is real. You can't do that. You cannot say, as the guy who hopes to make $200 million one year, you cannot come out and say, "Oh, I was just, honestly, I was just tired. So I just ran." You're the quarterback. Get the ball off.
Yeah. I don't disagree with it. I don't know if I said that right. When I said that as a position, did I say physical demanding? But anyway, the deal is people. The problem I got with them pulling him is he was a stretch anyway. They knew that.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about what he said, I can't mention that. But there have been conversations had talking about people and how they think and intellect and smart and people are able to think. And that was a clear example of him not
having
knowing
that
the room.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Able to think about what he's saying. Just
exactly.
Honestly, it lacks some leadership qualities too, because as a leader, you got to recognize situations and be able to navigate through them.
You can't say it. And I think the thing that made it worse, that I knew he wasn't focused and locked in, is he said, "Oh, well, to be honest, anytime you start to, no, stop talking."
Yeah.
Like, I knew. And I think too, historically, there's been some talks about him just kind of half-assing, for lack of a better term.
He might be dumb. And I know that's a strong word.
I know.
All right, let me change the word dumb.
You, depending on how you use the word garbage, you might get a certain.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Oh, too soon?
No, you good. I guess the point is that I see this with a lot of quarterbacks, and they ain't just white. I mean, just black, white too, i.e., Texas A&M,
Johnny Manziel.
Johnny Manziel, right? And if you don't put the work in,
That's it.
if you don't put the work in, then there's some issues because he hadn't really even been playing bad. So that makes me also think that there's some things behind the scenes that we don't know about that they ain't that they don't like, i.e., similar to Kyler Murray put in the contract, hey, instead of playing video games, you have to study. So I think with a lot of quarterbacks, especially the ones that's physically gifted, they rely on it so much that the mental maturation that they need ain't there. So when I called him dumb, well, I wouldn't even call him dumb. I was just saying that maybe he's dumb.
That behavior was dumb, though. That behavior was dumb.
Him doing that may be a reflection of some bigger things, is why people like, bro, you hit or miss, you throw a 70-yard bomb, and then next thing you know, you can't hit the broad side of a barn. But I don't know. That's just my that's my 2 cents on it.
The other thing I think about him too is, and again, not just him, a lot of athletes that are like him that go through college and they're probably the most athletic, the most whatever, the most all the things, right? Because they've always been the best, they've always been the biggest, they've always been the strongest. And they go to the NFL and they're like, oh, it's the NFL. Like everyone talks like this is hot crap, but like, I'm fine. Well, no, because also you got hurt last year. So you're actually a year behind in your actual development, if we're being honest here. So you got hurt last year, you come back this year, now you're doing weird things. You don't even know how to slide. Against the Steelers, remember he like slid wrong and hurt his hip. And they brought in Joe Flacco for a reason, bro. Like they told you, you know, I'm big on this. The coaches tell you what they think about you by who they bring in to be your backup. Like they had a feeling about you and you just told them that you were like, oh yeah, I just got tired. I was running and I got tired. So not great, Anthony Richardson, but you know what? It is life. We get to make mistakes and we get to fix those mistakes. So let's never do that again, ever. let's speak correctly to the media. Let's do all the things we're supposed to do. So that's the first thing. The second thing is let's talk about these Chicago Bears and quite frankly, the San Francisco 49ers, because they basically did the same thing. Except for the Bears lost on a Hail Mary and the 49ers were playing Dallas, who, you know, that's a whole different conversation for a different day. But what do you think about Chicago's play calling? Like, what are they doing?
Man, I talked about at the end of the game, right?
Yeah. At the end of the game, did you see them hand off the ball to the offensive lineman?
Okay. Now, see, that was a fireable offense. Let's call it what it is.
And why was he running up the middle?
well, the fact that he was handing it off to old boy, that all right. Now that's inexcusable. I've even heard somebody try to defend that, but I'm not gonna do that because that was god awful. It was a god awful play call. Right. God awful. It was just it should be ashamed of himself. But I never thought he was a good coach anyway, but that's neither here nor there.
I thought they should have fired him and got Bill Belichick a long time ago. But anyways.
Them amongst others. And then
Mike Vrabel.
Yeah, I was surprised that he didn't get picked up. But
yeah.
But then at the end, the Hail Mary. I think I talked about this last season. And I don't know if people are fully aware how Hail Marys work, right? I don't blame the Hail Mary for the success on the coach per se. He got his strategy. They all got strategies. Some rush 5, some rush 4, some rush 1, right? I get it. But all the players need to be engaged. All of the
Did you see the video of the player?
Yeah, right. And I think he did that right on the previous play too.
So did he?
Yeah, I think so. So all the players have to be engaged. Now, some could roll that back and say this is another sign of coaching is no discipline, right? Lack of discipline, you know what I'm saying? Lack of control, because in that type of situation, you know, get the win.
2 times in a row.
Backflips and all you want, right?
Yeah.
And then he gets there and tipped the ball, which is not his job. That's not his job.
Stupid.
That's not his job. Okay. He should have been hitting the guy, but he got there late. And see, this is another thing. Some people say, well, he got there. It ain't about getting there. Or in life, it ain't about just sliding in on time. it's about already being there, so
Exactly.
you can also think about other things that may occur.
Right.
Because on just when you first get to the point of whatever you're doing, your mind frame or your thought process is to get there,
Mm-hmm.
and then whatever's after the case. But if you're already there, it opens up the thinking and it gives you ability to react.
Yeah.
Now, so I get it. Me personally. Oh my bad. I'm sorry. I know I'm going a long time on this because it
No,
kind
go
of
for it.
bothered me. And then rushing. Okay, he rushed 4 and had a spy. I heard a whole lot of breakdown on that. Right? Why that dude? He was doing his job. I think that's a worthless. See,
Frozen?
to
Who's
me,
frozen? Am I frozen?
it was Florida. Am I Florida?
It was probably me.
I think that's a waste of guy for him to
It's
spy to try to keep him there. First off, you're not speeding up the release. The quarterback gotta have the time so his players can get there. So you're
Mhm.
not even speeding up the release. And second, there is no more time, no more play to be made. So what difference? Who cares? He already got a white invisible wall, a clear wall at the line of scrimmage that the quarterback can't pass. Who gives a crap?
I
So,
agree.
so if anything, send him after the quarterback, and hopefully he can't square up like Jaden Daniels did and chunk it, or make it a wide receiver and just put him back there at on the goal line. So when he
I
squares up and throw it, then you got another guy. Maybe he'll be paying attention to knock it. To me, that's just asinine. It's
It was
asinine.
terrible. It was
It's
terrible.
asinine. And those of you who
and
don't know, jump
Go
balls
ahead.
generally go. Oh, I'm sorry. I know I'm going too long.
No, go
It's
for
three.
it.
It's a 3-man guy. You got a center guy, you got a front guy to clean it up, and you got a back guy to clean it up too. That's why they tell the defense to bat it down. So that you got your jump ball guy, jump ball, get there. If he can get it, get it. If he can't, he keeps it in play. Then your front and back guy, like they did with Chicago, the back guy cleaned it up. But it's so easy to defend. I don't know.
Yeah. My
That's why I
issue
told
is
y'all.
but my
Go ahead. No,
issue,
go ahead.
I have a bigger issue. My issue is you're over there celebrating to the crowd, right? And so you're not paying attention. So the play goes off, right? You're delayed in turning around. This is the selfishness of people. When you turned around and you saw where everybody was, where were your eyes watching the guy get behind everybody? Because you're late. You're already late. So what were you doing? What were you? So like, like if you go to an office and a work meeting or whatever, and you're late, you're not late, and you don't creep up to the front to sit in the front. You're late. You go to the back. Like you let the guys that are on time do what they're going to do, and you come to the back because you're late. He didn't do that. Then the idiot tips the ball. What are you doing? Like everything he did, the entire play was just wrong. Everything he did was wrong. That coaching staff in Chicago, quite frankly, they all need to be fired. They're terrible. They're absolutely terrible. I have never seen a freaking play where they bring an offensive lineman who has zero ability to not fumble. Why? Because his hands are taped up. His hands are taped in rep. Half the time, offensive linemen don't even pull up their own shoulder pads. They don't even put on their own jerseys. They don't even fix their own stuff because their hands are wrapped up so much. So why are you handing off the offensive lineman the ball? Why? When you just these coaches, they fall in love with these playbooks and they're like, I got something. We practiced this 4 times this week. This is the moment. No, you dumbass. This is not the moment. Like, oh my God. So anyways, if you are a Chicago Bears fan, they're terrible. The team might not be terrible, but the coaching is so bad that I don't see how anybody on the team can make up for the bad coaching. I don't know. Like
I don't know either. I can tell you this though: these coaches need to stop acting like they too prideful just to do what works, and they think they boring. Why y'all ain't got to get your name etched in stone? Winning games to get your name etched in stone, not all this cute stuff. I don't even. this new cute football people playing.
Mhm.
This year, college and in the NFL, I've seen bad,
It's
poor
terrible.
football. It's just
It's
just turn
bad.
to 7-on-7, man. Just
It's so
flip it
bad.
to that.
Yeah.
It-
And I'm not going to get on the 49ers this right now because I got on them last week, but I'm just saying everything I said about the 49ers happened again this week. Kyle Shanahan, is that his name? Shanahan, I don't care what his first name is. He doesn't know how to play with the lead. He forgets that he's supposed to run the ball. Like I don't know. I mean, and I'm going to say this to kind of go to our next thing. The San Francisco 49ers, in my opinion, kind of look like a polished up version of Ohio State Buckeyes because Ohio State doesn't look very good either. And Ohio State is waiting to be had. And you can say what you want. They have all the athletes. They have all the thing, their schedule. They have all the things. You can give them whatever you want. I don't care what you say. Give it to them. They do not look very good. And I don't want to blame Ryan Day because I don't know, but I'm starting to think it might be him. Like that roster is so good to me. I think anybody would pick their roster over probably a lot of teams. And what I've seen them do the past, 2 weeks, I'm just like, what is this? Is this?
Yeah.
What are y'all?
Yeah. I'm Rich. I'm with you right there. San Francisco has been a big disappointment. Now, they've had a couple of injuries, I think, but other than that, I mean,
They
4
have.
and 4. Oh my God! I mean, we looking at I think everybody was expecting for the San Francisco 49ers to be competing to win the NFC this year.
You should
And
see, yeah. If anybody's listening to this on the playback or anytime, just go look at the 49ers offensive play calling when they score and go look at San Francisco's offensive play calling when they don't score.
right, but to get back to your original point, Ohio State, right? Did you mention that? You mentioned Ohio State,
Yeah, I
right?
did. Yeah,
All right.
because I think they're like San Francisco 49ers. They just
Yeah.
haven't been
So
had yet.
Ohio State. Full disclosure, I had Ohio State winning the national championship this year. Clearly, that doesn't look good right now. And granted, they only lost one game, but when we talk about good teams or when we talk about top tier teams, we splitting hairs with 1 or 2 losses. But
Yeah.
yeah, I had them going there, and I don't feel confident at all. Ryan, you're right, Ryan Day. That people always like to talk about him being on the hot seat. He very well may be. Let him lose Penn State also, and then I don't see him losing to Michigan. I'm sorry, Lawrence, but
I don't either. But I don't see them losing to Michigan. I don't. But would I be shocked? Not really, because that team. Did you see them playing Nebraska? I was like, what is this?
yeah, they
Like-
it's not. Yeah.
They're just
Yeah,
just
that game
not
shouldn't have been
good.
close. Yeah, that game shouldn't have been close. But
And the refs were even helping Ohio State. Do we even need to talk about how terrible the refs are?
no, and I'm surprised you're gonna talk about it since the refs help your team. But
Which game? Which team?
the big game, Georgia game.
No, they cheated us that game. You haven't.
Oh my God.
I'm.
And then
No,
we,
but even that is my point. Like they're just bad. They're just
Yeah,
bad,
you're
and
right.
there's no mechanisms to help them. And so at this point, again, though, like we've had this conversation in a roundabout way, in a different way about a different thing, but I am trying to be very careful here to not blame the refs, but I want to start blaming the system. I want to start blaming the NFL and college football because they are actually responsible. They are allowing this to be the way that it is. They have the power to actually fix this, and they aren't. They aren't doing anything. They still have guys coming in and being like, oh, yeah, for sure. It's, they'll get called back. It's definitely this because Rule 1799 states if you do this, and then you do that. So therefore, it is pass interference or whatever. And they'll come back and they're like, call stands. Okay. So we don't know the rules. So therefore, there we are. So I don't know if there's anything else that.
One thing.
Oh, go ahead.
I
Oh,
did
Jack
learn
Boy
something.
says you look like you've been hitting them weights. I know that's right.
Yeah,
You want to show off your muscles? You want to do a little, like?
Who's he talking about? Me or you?
He's
Oh,
well,
I thought
I
he was talking
don't,
about you.
I don't think I'm up. I could be wrong.
My bad. Hey, look at my.
Last time I went
Oh,
to
I
the
didn't even read
bathroom,
it
I
all.
wasn't an
Oh, I
up.
didn't even read it. I didn't read.
Last
I
time
didn't
I
read
went
it
to
all.
actually,
I
as I'm
didn't read
looking
it
at
all.
myself, I
My
don't think I fit the unk category.
I didn't read it all. It's my fault. I didn't read it all. I didn't read it all. Oh my God. I didn't even read it all. My fault. I didn't read. You know me. I can't read, man. My bad. I just started thinking about because I know you work out. That's why I was thinking that.
I was talking about you as you're showing off your arms.
Yeah.
Hey,
But
for $2.99 a month, you can click join and join Rawhide's Discord if
wait,
you want to
y'all
get at him,
insane.
ladies.
Y'all insane. Let me say
You can
this
shoot him a
though.
message.
No, don't do that. Let me no, let me what was I about to say? You didn't got me off track here. You got me off track. Oh, what I learned. Shout out to the Pittsburgh gang.
The foot.
I did not know. I did not know. I knew it was 2 feet, but I also thought a double tap was a catch.
I think everybody thought
I
that.
did not know that.
I think
Shout out to Pittsburgh and that refereeing staff. Now I don't like the fact that he lost his timeout because he
right.
challenged because he never should have been able to challenge it anyway.
Exactly. That's my
Yeah.
whole thing is like, and that's the thing. And again, we're all frustrated with the refs, but the refs aren't making the rules. They're being told the rules. It's just like everything, right? Like, it's just like this presidential election. We will blame these people, but really, like, we'll blame each other. It's not us. It's them. It's them. They're the ones making the rules. They're the ones not doing anything. They're the ones that don't give a shit about us. It's not us. It's them. It's like we have to start holding the right people accountable. And it's so frustrating though, because it's easier to blame them. But yeah, we lose our timeout because nobody knows the rules. I'm like, all right.
You shouldn't
like,
have lost it. He just shouldn't have been able to do it. But
no.
I did learn that because I straight up thought that was a catch. A double tap. It ain't.
I
You
did
gotta
too.
yeah. So I
Yeah,
learned
because,
something.
like,
And if you all didn't see it, now y'all know the rules.
yeah. Well, you know the rules this week because next week it could be something else. So, and I just want to say, like, shout out to Jameis Winston because he's a national treasure. I don't care what anybody says. Shout out to Jameis Winston. He is a hot mess. He is the type of hot mess I appreciate. So keep being you, Jameis. Keep doing you. I don't care what anybody has to say about you. You do you. Okay. We appreciate it. So, anyways, we have now blabbed for 30 minutes. Oh, if you just got here, let me give you a promo for Rawhide because he's on a bye week. So if you would like to join the Discord, you can hit join on Rawhide's channel. We do not have to be live. You can hit it right now and you can join. And once you join, you can attach your Discord and you can go on the Discord and you can talk to all the amazing people in the Discord that don't include Rawhide because he's not in there. So whatever if you're interested in joining, that is how you join and that is how you get into the Discord that we keep talking about. So there's that. So anything else you want to comment on before you get into your first matchup?
No, we can get into the first matchup.
Okay. And just so everybody knows, we are doing trap games this week. So I was going to say something very inappropriate and I did not. So thank God that I caught myself. So trap games, for people that don't know, it is basically like, so people look at this two different ways. I have learned. Some people see a trap game as like a game that you're not even paying attention to because you're looking for the next game. And so therefore the game you're playing is a current trap because you're like just not focused on that game. You're looking ahead. Or a trap game could be against a team that you often lose to, or a team that just like matches up really well with you, but you don't even realize they match up with you because you're historically good. So two different definitions. So we're going to talk about our trap games. So we are going off of you go first.
All right, then I stole this from Really Flawed. It's the Miami Hurricanes playing Duke, right? Oh, and I think
is Coach Hayes still in here? I need him triggered. Coach Hayes, are you still in here? Let us know if you're in here. We need you to be triggered.
Hey, I would like Coach Hayes to still be in here, just so you know what I'm saying. Because I love talking about.
There he is. He's there.
He's okay, yeah.
He heard Duke and he's already triggered.
Yeah. So the Miami Hurricanes playing host to Duke. Miami's number 5 in the country, right? Duke 6-2, 2-2 in ACC. Miami 8-0, 4-0 in the ACC, and I think we all had Miami make it to the college football playoffs, winning the conference this year.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we know how difficult it is to lose a game. And the guy that they absolutely did wrong, Manny Diaz, the head coach at Duke. I mean, honestly, the Miami Hurricanes should be ashamed of themselves on how they treated Manny Diaz like he was a $2 hoe, and just totally disrespected that man. And he continued to work after getting fired and rehired.
Mm-hmm.
So
for losing friendships.
So I'm just, so he's on this revenge tour, and I think Manny is a decent coach. You know what I'm saying? So now they got Miami favored to win by 20.5, but we can't ignore how they have played these last few weeks.
Yep.
And Manny might have that team up, so that is a game that I think Miami need to be worried about. You know what I'm saying? That what's that Duke? They running back that Duke got. What's his name? Star Thomas.
Yeah. The things that scare me is, like you said, like Duke can score points, so that's the first thing. And the second thing is I don't believe it's hard to go undefeated. It's just hard. And usually it's hard because you get tripped up on something like this random coach who's hungry, who has secretly been telling his team all year on November 2nd. So I agree. I think this is actually textbook definition of a trap game. And if Coach Hayes, if they lose this game, Coach Hayes has to denounce his Miami Hurricane fandom, because he said at the beginning of the year, like, I don't care who we lose to, it can't be them. It absolutely can't be them. So
if Miami loses this game, I need Coach Hayes to do an official apology for Miami for how they did Manny Diaz. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And it's funny too. So if I'm being honest, like I think at some point Miami is going to play Georgia Tech. I am interested to see how Miami plays Georgia Tech. But yeah, I mean, Duke is one of those games where it's like they lost to them. Oof. I can kind of see it. And Malik Murphy's playing well.
Is he?
Malik Murphy. Malik Murphy. Yeah, he's playing solid. So
I don't even know how they got him out there, Duke. That's kind of strange.
Well, because he's really smart. He wanted to go to good engineering school.
Oh, so he is smart.
He wanted to go to a good. He is smart. He is kind. Yeah, but no, seriously, he is one of those. He's a smart kid. So he's already planning his future for if football doesn't work out. He's like, this Duke degree, who's gonna turn this down? Like, black man Duke degree. I mean, go wherever you want, bro. Like, whatever. So anyways, just kind of got off topic there. But the game I'm going to pick is going to be Ole Miss and the Arkansas Razorbacks. So this game is interesting for me for a multitude of reasons. The first thing is Ole Miss can't afford to lose this game because they already have 2 losses. I have been watching Arkansas play lately because Texas is going to play Arkansas, and I think it's going to be a tough game for Texas. And Arkansas plays some really good football. And I don't know how or when they started this crap, because I felt like they were just talking about firing their coach or doing something with their coach a while back. So I don't know what's going on there. But the matchup is interesting. The other thing is after this game, Ole Miss plays Georgia. And so I could see them looking at this Arkansas game as a game where it's kind of like, oh yeah, we have to like beat them or whatever. But after this game, Ole Miss has to play Georgia. So I don't know how focused they are on playing Arkansas. I believe, are they coming off of a bye week? I can't remember. But I don't think they can lose this game and still make it to the playoffs unless they go beat Georgia. So for me, this game is a very important game. And Arkansas is one of those teams that is like in the SEC where you're like, they ain't shit. And then you play them and you're like, oh, we just lost to Arkansas. So I'm very curious to see how this Ole Miss game goes against Arkansas. I think it's a trap game, obviously, for Ole Miss, not so much for Arkansas, because I don't think anybody's expecting Arkansas to do anything crazy. But having a good game where the next week you play Georgia is always one of those games where you kind of need to be aware of. So I will stop talking. What do you think? And Ole Miss is 6-2, and I think Arkansas is like 5-3. So
Well, yeah, I think you're right. It's a good game. I think Ole Miss may be safe, in my opinion, because Arkansas may be looking past Ole Miss for Texas.
yeah, because I hate us. Yeah, I love it. I love it. And I have a video coming out tomorrow about that. But that's the thing, like for me, and I said this and before, but like the hardest part of Texas's schedule for me was always this, because we have Florida at home, which is whatever, but then we go to Arkansas. You know as well as I do. Anybody that actually watches football knows Texas and Arkansas is always a thing. It's always a battle. It's all whatever. Arkansas is on record as saying they hate Texas more than they love Arkansas. So like let that set in for a second. And then obviously we have A&M, we play Kentucky. So I hear you. I totally hear you.
Yeah, I would I know we ain't talking about Arkansas, Texas, but I would say I don't like to speak in definites here, but I'm gonna speak in the definite here. Arkansas is going to beat Texas in 2 weeks.
You've said that from jump.
Yeah, I just want to make
sure. It's not
like
this great take.
No,
Oh, you've been saying that from
I need them to hear me clearly.
Who? Who's
everybody in chat and who may listen into the, you know what I'm saying? Because they don't hear very well. They don't hear very well.
No. So, see, that's where you're wrong. They hear well. They don't comprehend well.
Okay.
There's a difference.
Well, let me make it kindergarten. The Arkansas Razorbacks will defeat the Texas Longhorns on November the 16th.
And by the way, if they're looking to play us already, calm down, Arkansas. Wait your turn.
Well, there's
nothing else in Arkansas, so you might as well. You added a little sauce.
I added a little extra on there. I thought I said look past Ole Miss. I thought you was gonna jump on that a little bit more, but I guess it wasn't good enough. So that's on me. That's on me.
I like how you like try to bait me in these things, and I totally see it coming, and I'm like, here this guy goes.
yeah.
Especially because like I'm not an idiot. I watch football. Like what you're saying isn't crazy. So it's like the two toughest games I have left on Texas's schedule is going to be Arkansas and Texas A&M. And anybody who doesn't think that Texas and A&M and Texas and Arkansas is going to be a tough game, you don't understand what's going on. So it's like,
now, hey, just my luck though. You know what's gonna happen now? It'd be good for you. Just my luck.
They're gonna be Arkansas.
Stump a mud hole at them. Stump a mud hole at them. But if they do, I am going to take credit for that because I'm going to say they heard this and it motivated the entire UT team to play hard.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I am going to take credit. Now, let's not act like we didn't change the hearts and minds of an entire program before.
You're right.
Okay, so let's not act.
And you know what? Since we're here, shout out to you, me, us, and all of us.
Let's don't
people
act.
in my comment section that are like, you know what? Ever since you made that one video, I'm like, oh, really? Oh, you like what you're saying? You like it?
Yeah.
Like, are you duh? Like even that's now I release my video today about him getting on the road and going to recruit. Just because you accept mediocrity doesn't mean I'm going to accept it. I have expectations. My expectation is that my head football coach goes on the road and recruits. And when he starts doing it and we start landing recruits, I need everybody to line up and give me an apology and say, oh, you know what? You were right. They went and got those recruits. It's crazy. It's crazy. Now Lawrence is out off of his rocker. He thinks Michigan is going to beat Oregon. So there's that.
Hey, Michigan. Hey, Lawrence, if that's right, that made up for all the disappointment I had in Michigan. So please be Oregon.
What is Michigan's record, Lawrence? Like, you know what? I'm not going to do that to him.
Okay. All right. Is it my turn now?
It's your turn.
Okay.
It's your turn.
All right. Well, you know me. I'm jumping to the NFL. I'm gonna start off with the Baltimore Ravens and the
he said book it.
Denver Broncos.
Yeah, this is an interesting one.
You know, I was hesitant about this one. I thought about skipping it, but because the Ravens lost last week. Mm-hmm. So since they lost, they generally that wakes teams up.
Yep, to good old Jameis.
Right. But I'm more surprised about the Denver being 5-3.
Me too.
Yeah, I'm more surprised by that now. David Talks, shout out to David Talks Broncos. David Talks Buff, shout out to him.
Yeah.
He kind of, now he's a fan, I get it, but he did have, you know what I'm saying, he told me about some positive things from Denver, and he believed in his quarterback, which I totally didn't, and look like those things are reigning true. So yeah,
looks like they're a perfect fit.
Right,
they're a perfect fit. Yeah.
So I think the Ravens need to come in with the head screwed on right. Watch out for the Broncos. The offense ain't all that. I think the defense is playing well, but yeah, I think that's a game that the Ravens need to pay close attention to.
Yeah, I respect that. And the other thing about the Ravens is, who do they play? I think they play that on Thursday night. So I think they'll play Denver, which is, ironically now a hard game. And then I believe they play on Thursday night. I think they have an AFC North matchup. I think they play the Bengals on Thursday night or something like that.
Yeah, so you're right.
Is that right? The things that I have in my head, I'm like, I have no idea. I'm just rattling this stuff off, and it's actually factual. That is because I spend a lot of time researching and analyzing these games so that I can have this show with you, Rawhide. You were that important to me. And that is why I came matching you, just so I could have this conversation.
Y'all say the brothers don't uplift the sisters. See, come on now. See, that's what we do. That's what we do. We maximize their potential. Oh, every good woman need a good man. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? I just can't. I'm going to kind of throw a curveball here on my next one. And I think I'm going to do it. I'm going Texas A&M, South Carolina. I'm going Texas A&M, South Carolina. Partly selfish reasons, because it's Texas A&M. However, South Carolina should have beaten Alabama. And Texas A&M is coming off of a very great win at home. They did all the right things. They did all the right thing. Right. Everything's in front of them. Everything's looking great. People are talking about them. People are super excited about them. And they go play South Carolina. And this could be a trap game. This could be the moment where they are riding high and they're so high and they're like, oh, all we have next is South Carolina. And I believe they're on a bye week after this game, if I'm not mistaken. I need to check my notes. But if they're on a bye week after this game, this is usually where that kind of letdown happens, is like, you just need to do this one thing really fast, right? And check it off so you can go to your bye week. And so coming off of it's kind of the opposite of what happened to Texas, right? Like coming off of a very ugly loss to Georgia. How are you going to bounce back when you go to Vandy? This is kind of the same way for me. It's like, how is Texas A&M going to play going to South Carolina and kind of coming down off of that great win, I thought, at home against LSU? So I'm going to pick Texas A&M and South Carolina. I'm staying with the SEC because that's where I'm at now. My SEC privilege is talking. But yeah, I'm not sure. I just don't know. I just don't know what to think. And I feel like this is usually those teams that lose, is when you look up and you're like, how did they lose that one? Like, what happened? Yeah. And then, like I said, South Carolina should have beat Alabama. They actually should have. They screwed it up. So I'm going to go. That's going to be my game. I'm sticking with it.
Okay. That's a good game. That's a good game. It'd be interesting to see how they play out. You would hope, for SEC purposes, that Texas A&M wins, but as a Texas fan, you should not be feeling that way.
Well, yes and no. I mean, let's be real. I'm not going to cheer for them. Like, I'm not going to be like, woo, they scored. That's never going to happen. But I do think it does make. So, like, okay, if Texas drops a game before they get to A&M and A&M comes in and has all these things, and then we're able to beat them, that's good, right? So it's like, I don't mind. I'm not scared of competition. Let me see you. Like, just, if y'all beat us, you beat us. If you don't, you don't. You know what I mean? Like, go be you. And I just think that it will be interesting to see, because I believe, and I said this when Texas lost to Georgia, and I say it at any time, even when like the Steelers do like the dumbest thing, I'm like, I want to see how you play the next game, because this is football, right? You move on. It's the next game. And to me, how I define like culture and who you are and your stability and all the things you do as a program is the next game. And so I'm just kind of curious. I'm curious to see like what A&M team shows up. Like, is this, are they just going to run over South Carolina? Or is it going to be like a tough game? So I'm just kind of curious to see like what it looks like. So
Yeah. Hey, we know how these games, how close these games can be, especially like Vanderbilt and Texas. I mean, Vanderbilt should have won that game, but they lost their damn mind. But we ain't gonna talk about that. So I guess I'll go on.
we looked like fucking Colorado. How did we have 10 penalties for like 106 yards? Like, what was that?
Yeah.
Jesus. Don't even.
Yeah.
Anyways.
All right. I changed my pick. I'm going from the I changed my pick from the to the Giants and the Commanders.
Hold on. Excuse me. Go ahead. Oh, I can't wait to hear this. Let me scoot up. Go ahead. I cannot wait to hear the audacity of you to do this, because when I did it, you were like, so now you're gonna do it. Oh, let's hear it. Talk to me.
I won the book. I lead. What are you talking about? It's 2 in the pot. I won the book. You don't get the lead. I win the book.
Okay. This is funny. This is real funny.
I don't know what spades you played.
Tell me about your pick, Rawhide. Tell me all about why you picked the Giants and Commanders game.
Sure, I'll tell you all about it. The Commanders, 6-2 football team from the waking up from the dead, and off a big, outstanding Hail Mary win at Chicago. Arguably, some are making the argument, the MVP of the league with Jayden Daniels, and I will say I was wrong about Jayden Daniels, y'all. I was wrong about Jayden Daniels. So, anyway, back to it. And MVP candidate and Rookie of the Year, I don't think they had that since Jim Brown. So, listen, I think that's a huge trap game. Your head screwed on straight after all of that, and all the pub you're getting. Even the coach getting pats on the back about how good of a job he's doing. So, New York Giants could sneak in and steal one. And it's a divisional game at that. Now, the question is Daniel Jones going to start or not? I heard they was pulling him, but I don't know what the play is on that. But it don't matter. It could be me or Daniel Jones. It's the same difference. It's the same difference.
Yeah. I agree with you. I agree with you. Like, I just want to be on record and saying week 2, was it week 2 or week 3? I said something about the Commanders and you were like, and then last week I said something about the Commanders and you were like, So it's so funny how you finally heard. I finally got through. All I had to do was show up and match you. That's all I had to do. Next time we need to coordinate outfits so that you're on my page with me. You're on mute. I like that game, and I do agree. I think anytime you come off of games like that, it's easier to fall victim to like just not locking back in. But I will be honest with you. There's some things the Giants do that is just so bad. It's like, I mean, I don't know. So, and didn't their little running back, I think he left our game with a concussion. So I'm curious to know if he's injured.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, but I'm just interested. To hear, what's his name? Nemar.
Oh, yeah. Is he in the chat? Usually yeah.
I guess I'm just gonna have to go fish out the New York fans instead of them coming.
They're still there. They're still there.
Yeah, so they
still believe.
Need to hear. They still believe. They believe.
Some of them.
Now, it's one thing I will say about the Giants that I love their head coach, Brian Daboll.
Do you? I think he's creating the issue.
I love the coach. What?
I think that because I think So I think in their world, do you remember when they went for it on the 2-point conversion and they called the play and nobody moved? Like Daniel Jones said hike and nobody moved, and Alex Highsmith just like ran right through the offensive line and like hit the ball away because he was like, I don't even know what this is. After that, Daniel Jones ran off the field and he was like yelling at the coach, and people were like, he's never yelled. Like, he's like the most even kill guy. Like, for him to be yelling and for him to be upset. Here's the thing with the Giants world is what I believe. I think they've fallen in love with certain guys that they've forgotten that it's about the program. It's about like what's happening as a whole. You know what I mean? Like, I think a lot of guys, for some reason, because their offensive line hasn't been good, it's easy to blame Daniel Jones for not being good. But the truth is both things can be true. You can have a bad offensive line and Daniel Jones can still be bad. And it could be a bad situation for him being at the Giants. But it's like, I think people get into this, like, it's either this or that. And sometimes all of that shit got to go, right? Sometimes it's all of it. Like, look at the Panthers. That's a disaster. That's like a disaster. It's a disaster. So you can blame whatever you want, but as a whole, it's a disaster. So, and I think that's what's happening there. But I think the fan base is still trying to hold on to certain things. And it's like, to be honest, it should be a fire sale at this time.
Yeah, I agree. I think ownership hired, was it Brian Daboll? I think that's his name. I think they hired him from the Bills because they wanted the same turnaround that the Bills had with Josh Allen. I think they thought that he could work that same magic. People forget that Josh Allen
on Daniel Jones.
Yeah, on Daniel Jones. Yeah, people forget that Josh Allen was not good his first 2 seasons. I mean,
oh my God, he wasn't. Do you remember that playoff game when he was playing the Texans?
The deep pass to the fullback. Oh my God! Look, me and you, we have not talked about that. Me and really have not talked about that. I have not talked about that. Oh, that dude is crazy. And when did he cross the field too? Oh my God!
No, the whole, like, I think he did like 4 things that game where I was like, did he just? Oh, he did. Okay. Yeah, and then I think he did like a jump pass thing where I was like, bro, what? You're in the NFL playoffs.
He was bad. Oh my God, he was so bad. Hey, he was out there throwing deep balls to square bodies. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, he's bad.
But can I just say something? And I'm not trying to say that Anthony Richardson's going to be a Josh Allen, but the discombobulatedness and the craziness and the randomness that Josh Allen used to do, that's literally what Anthony Richardson is doing right now. I mean, do you remember the one time where he was like, I'm sorry, I don't think I've ever seen an NFL quarterback that looked like they were playing 7-on-7 in the backyard. I've just never seen that before. And that's what he looked like. So anyways, if you're new to football, appreciate what Josh Allen is today, because let me tell you something. For 2 years, kind of 2.5, because I feel like his third year, you could kind of see it changing. He was not this. Okay. He was not.
No, he wasn't. He was bad.
It was so bad. So yeah, and he was kind of knuckleheadish. So anyways, that's hilarious.
Yeah, but I think that's why the Giants. Yeah, I think that's why the Giants heard him in it, and I also believe that Daboll is ready to get rid of him.
I think some Giants fans are ready to get rid of Daboll.
Yes, and I think they're looking at it the wrong way, because if you ever notice, every time Brian has an opportunity to sit Daniel Jones, he does. That's a good point. Time. If it's anything, he gonna sit. If he can give, and the way their interaction. I know it's football. You had those interactions. I just don't think. And I've heard him say stuff, and he don't like him. He believes that Daniel Jones is the reason why he gonna get fired or not look like. I think he's a good coach. I'm just gonna roll it. I just think he's a good coach. Yeah, I think he's a good coach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Daniel
if I was the head coach, if they fired him, I'd steal him immediately.
No,
Yeah.
that he's saying there's no comparison. Y'all have to go watch vintage
Yeah,
Josh
they
Allen.
thinking. Yeah,
I'm
they thinking
telling
the new
you.
Josh Allen. Yeah, they
Yeah,
thinking
I'm
about the new
telling you.
Josh.
If you
They think that's what
and
it
the
is.
funny thing is now that I'm comparing those two, his arm was the same.
Yeah, they think
If he
about
would
the
just
new
go back
kid.
there and chunk that shit. Because remember, at first they were comparing him to Ben. And they were like, oh, he's just like Ben. I'm like, yeah.
Mhm.
So anyways, vintage
Yeah.
year 1, year 2, Josh Allen coming out of
Yeah.
was it North Dakota State?
I thought it was Wyoming, wasn't it?
Wherever he came from, like the guy you see now is not the guy that showed up to the NFL. So I'm just saying, yeah, he said Wyoming. So yeah,
Okay.
so shout out to Josh Allen though for changing it around. And you know what? Shout out to the Bills. Did you have the Bills being this good?
No, I didn't. But I didn't think they was going to be as bad as what people was trying to make them out to be because they lost Trayvon Diggs. I mean, Trayvon Diggs quit in the middle of the season last year. So
Yeah,
I
that's
know I
true.
probably shouldn't say he quit because he probably, but you know what I'm saying. He
Stephon.
just, yeah, Stephon. I said
Yeah.
Trayvon. Yeah, Stephon. So
Yeah.
I don't know what people was thinking. I didn't think
I
that was going to be this, but I thought they were going to make the playoffs.
That division is piss poor. They have to make the playoffs. Who else is going to make it? It's not going to be the Patriots. It's not going to be the Dolphins. And sure as hell ain't going to be the Jets.
Damn, I hadn't even thought about that. Honestly, I hadn't even thought about that.
So maybe next week when we come, we'll talk about like playoffs, just the 7 teams. It doesn't matter. I don't care about who's going to win the division, but let's just pick our 7 teams since we'll be halfway through the season. Well, I don't even know how the NFL works anymore because they play 17 games. I get thrown off. So it's really 18 games. So technically right now is technically halfway through, but let's do it next week. Is that cool with you?
That's fine. Man, you
So
right.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah,
I mean, just think,
I didn't even think about that.
It's crazy. I mean, by the way, time goes forward or wait, backwards. What does it do this weekend? Time changes this weekend.
It falls back.
So, okay. Oh, yeah, because we're in the fall. So time falls back this weekend. The election's coming up. Make sure you go vote. And baseball just ended. The Dodgers just won the World Series. Basketball is starting back up. Like, this is like the hodgepodge, I feel like, right before Thanksgiving. It's like everything is whatever. The other thing is too, we'll talk about this offline, is like the schedule's going to get weird because the NFL has like, they've changed their schedule and they're making these guys play these weird games. So just something to think about. But it's on me and I need to choose a final game. And I'm going to be honest, I'm stuck between 2. So I am going to go with the game that I think will impact the division that I give a damn about. And so I'm going to pick the Jets and the Texans, mainly because I think the Jets are absolutely effing terrible. And Aaron Rodgers is terrible. The whole team is terrible. Everything they're doing is terrible. So I have zero faith in the Jets. And they play the Texans. And everybody knows how I have felt about CJ Stroud. I think he's experiencing a sophomore slump right now. And I think it's masked though, because his team around him is very good. And I think he's able to be not as great as he was last year and kind of be mediocre, a little bit better than average, like be fine. And his team is fine because his team is really good and he has a great coach. So kudos to CJ Stroud, because last week he almost cost his team the game again. Just throwing that out there, that is now the 3rd game that he's almost thrown the game away, literally. So just throw it out there that this could be one of those games. And the reason why I'm saying this is because next week the Texans play the Lions. And so that I could see them like looking at the Jets and kind of being like, okay, like whatever. And then next week they play the Lions, because I think that's going to be an interesting game to see how CJ Stroud plays in that game. So that is my other team, or my other game that I'm picking. So yeah, so those are mine. Any thoughts? Wait, what do you think about CJ Stroud?
Well, I think he's very good. I was looking for him to be even better this season. It's unfortunate though. They got injuries too, so I think they lost their main guy, and
they've lost 2 of them, haven't they?
Yeah, I can't think off the top of my head because we talk off the top of my head. I can't think of the main wide receiver, but
Nico Collins and Stephon Diggs.
Nico Collins. There you go, Nico Collins. So
I got you. Same colors. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I appreciate it.
I'm here for you. Okay, I'm here for you.
So yeah,
what are you putting in the chat? Are those elephants?
Yeah, you said you mentioned voting. What? 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 What?
Nothing wrong.
What? I didn't say nothing.
I just started laughing.
Just saying.
Oh my goodness gracious. So I was wrong. Jack Boy said that he has cost them almost 4 games. He just like last game, he was just like, yeah, I don't know what's going on with CJ Stroud. And I will say that that's what happens though when you have a good team, is that you can kind of do your whatever you're doing, and then and then I cannot with you. I cannot. Like, see, this is where it's a catch-22. Because on the one end, all you want to do is trigger me. Like, your goal is to trigger me and get me to start talking about that. But the funny part about all of this is it's so funny. and so I can't even. So you've been in hiding. So look, you all have oh my gosh, that's hilarious. So you've been gone for what, a week? Have you been gone since the last time we did a show?
Yeah. I was in the Discord that Saturday. Yeah.
Right. So no one has had the pleasure of seeing you and talking to you. So is there anything that you want to get off your chest? Is there anything that you've just been thinking about since you've been away for a week? You know, I know this is the most important show for you to do ever in your life. And I know that you spend a lot of time processing what you're going to say, how you're going to show up, and all those things for this show, because it is very important to you. So is there anything that we didn't talk about that you want to talk about? Are you coming back? Are you staying on a bye week? Like, how are you feeling? This is your time, Rawhide. I'm just here as a listener.
First, no joke. Serious. On Thursdays to do your show, I wake up at 10 o'clock in the morning.
For what?
To make sure that I'm prepared.
Are you being serious?
No lie. Dead serious. Dead ass.
That is the nicest thing. Why? You just want to make sure that you have you have good stuff and ready to go?
No,
you're so full of crap. You put it on something.
What you want to put it on? Yeah, what? Huh? I put it on G&J. Yeah. I mean, that's just the first name. That's the first name that popped up. That's all the reason. But I mean, but I ain't being fun. I'm being dead. I'm serious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
so anyway,
I appreciate you. So basically what you're saying is I'm the reason why you get out of bed on Thursdays.
At 10 o'clock. Yes. At 10 o'clock in the morning. Yes. You're the reason. Yeah. You're 100% right. Yeah. At 10 o'clock in the morning.
I respect that. I respect that.
So
I'll accept it.
You hanging on there. Hey, so anyway, been on it. So anyway, it's crazy. So now you made me forget what I was gonna say. No. What I'll do is after this show, I'll go in the Discord. I'll be in there about 5 minutes in the voice chat. And y'all need to holler at me about something. Then we can you can holler at me. If you need to ask me what's been added, so you can holler at me.
Yeah. I think the other thing is too, is like, you should just know that people just miss you. Like, and I know that they're not going to use the same language that I'm going to use, because you know how this world is. Like, we can't really be honest about our feelings. We have to like say our feelings, but say it in a different way and all the different things. But people just miss you. Like, they miss being able to hear you and rant about you and talk about you, and you give people material and people knowing what you're thinking, and it like they miss you. So they might not say it, but the truth is that people miss you, and you should know that. So even though you might not think you're that important or that people really care or whatever, like, people do actually miss you. So
okay.
And
I don't believe it, but it's fine.
Yeah, and that's why. Listen, you told me you woke up at 10 o'clock for me to get ready for a show. So like, where are we at here? Like, what are we doing? So it can go both ways, you know. It's kind of one of those things. But yeah, I'm just excited. Like, and I don't think that you will care that I'm going to share this, but if you do care, I will shut up. But when I was like going through my week and I was like, check it out. I'm like, yeah, whatever. It was nice. It's nice whenever you know that you're supposed to do something on a certain day and that both people take the time to like make sure the other person is ready to go and make sure the other person's good and make sure. So like, I just appreciate the fact that we can do this together, but we're still both looking out for each other to make sure that each other's like, okay, do you have the time and can you do it? And, or, you know, all those things. So I know nobody will ever see that because it all happens offline and we have to like figure out ourselves and kind of get it together. But I just appreciate that we are able to figure this out and to make it work because it's fun talking about football, like just football and what's happening in the world and these crazy, crazy athletes that are doing the most crazy stuff because God bless them. They're entertainment. I'll give them that. They're very entertaining.
Yeah,
So that's helpful.
Listen, I will admit our viewers they have made me a wiser person, I think.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think.
Well, the Jen J said your office hours are gonna be in the Discord for 5 minutes. So is there anything else that you want to chat about? And then I will also get off these. Yeah, that's great. Great language there. I'll go back up and look at the starred comments while you're thinking if there's anything else that you want to say.
No. You can go ahead with your star comments. You can go ahead. You can go right on ahead with them.
Okay. The other thing I was going to also tell you is, or I was going to ask you, has anything surprised you this season that stands out to you, just like top of mind? So like Ohio State has surprised me, and I just lost it. The Commanders have surprised me. Those have been two teams that I've just been surprised that they look decent. Well, Ohio State doesn't look decent, but the Commanders have surprised me in the fact that they have a new head coach, they have a new quarterback. Like I just appreciate what they're doing and what they're putting out, their product they're putting out. Ohio State has surprised me because I don't know what the hell they have going on. So that's been a whole different thing. But has anybody surprised you?
Yeah, Indiana, Vanderbilt. I would say those two schools there, they're probably the coach of the year is probably at those two universities.
Yeah. And Pitt's another one. They're undefeated.
Oh yeah, Pitt's been surprised. He could be a candidate too. Yeah. So I think especially Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt, I just can't.
Yeah.
You know, I know people all they want to do is look at the box score, but
they look good.
That team. Yeah, can you believe they beat Virginia Tech? No one thought that was going to happen. I think the thought process was that Virginia Tech was going to be decent this season, and then beat Alabama, played Texas extremely well. They played somebody else. It was a good game. Vanderbilt is I
like it.
I'm surprised. Glad to see that.
So the first comment is voting. So election time is here. If you live in a place where you can vote early, vote early. And if you don't know where to vote, go research, go find your stuff, go do your thing. Some states you can actually still register to vote. So there's that. And I cannot see the chat, but I don't trust you because I can look at your face and tell you're up to no good. So yes, go vote, do your thing. Make sure that you can interpret the English language also, because some of you have selective outrage about things that aren't necessarily true. So take time to do your research before you go vote. So yeah, there's that. The next comment is Jen J just saying that we miss Rawhide selling us hopes and dreams. So they miss you being on the street corner, I guess, working and selling hopes and dreams. So there's that. Really, what Rawhide 5 minutes? That is take.
Oh, longer. I told them I'll be in the Discord. What I meant by that is if ain't nobody about to show up in 5 minutes, then I'm throwing up the deuce.
Oh, okay. I'm like, wait, I couldn't comprehend that. Raw dodging the haters. Wait, what?
I think he may be talking about the CU haters, I guess.
Oh, geez. You got. You know what? I'm not. No, I just. Yeah. It's just not that serious. Rawhide won't go live because he's. Oh, law. He will also live in infamy. Rawhide, you heard the news about Cliff. I haven't heard the news about Cliff, so I don't know if I haven't heard the news about Cliff. So I don't know what we're talking about there. So if we're so yeah. So there's that. Hey, haven't seen you in a long time. I hope you're well. So yeah, so that is it. We are wrapping up anything. I always feel like I am on this and I talk so much. So I will shut up and I will let you talk. And look, can you see my arm muscles through my blue shirt? Because I'm a
Yeah, I
Democrat.
thought that's what that honestly, I thought that's what Jack was talking about.
Yeah, I'm showing up in my blue because I'm voting for Kamala Harris. So yeah. Oh, he's talking about what happened on Trucking Show.
Mm.
Do you want to have any comments to that?
On Cliff?
Yep.
I didn't see it, so I don't know anything about it.
Got it. It's as if I put donkeys in the chat. I just look like a crazo.
yeah. I thought you were about to say something. I just said, look at
Yeah. The other thing is too that's funny is isn't it like you put elephants and my head went to Alabama. Like I was like, oh, are you looking for Vic? Like that was the first thing I thought.
That was my throw off.
Oh yeah, that's why I was like, yeah. I wonder if Vic is gonna like come out and be like, hey, rawhide.
Yeah.
Like,
If it didn't hit right, I was gonna be like, oh, I was just doing it for Alabama and Vic. Yeah.
I thought he was gonna be like, roll tide, like in the comment section for you. Y'all can have y'all's conversation. So, oh, you thought I was showing up in blue because I'm voting for Harris?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, okay. I'm showing up in blue because I wanted to match you.
But okay. I got you.
So yeah. So we're gonna end on you. Anything else that you want to say? Oh, but think about what you want to say because we're gonna end the show on you. But I would like to say on behalf of Rawhide, because I'm speaking for Rawhide today, that if you would like to join the Discord, there's a couple of things to know. If you have joined the Discord and you've since lost your membership, it is because you're not on automatically renewing. And so it will kick you out of the Discord. So if you want to become a member, you can do it now, or you can do it when we're not live at any moment and link your Discord to YouTube. That will give you access. There's a lot of fun, chaotic, crazy things in there. All I ask is that when you enter, lose your feelings because we don't care about your feelings. The second thing is if you want to get a hold of Rawhide, good luck. The third thing is, we ask that what happens in the Discord stays in the Discord. And yeah, so go vote. That's the only thing I have left to say. And I will turn it over to Rawhide, who will lead us to the promised land. Go ahead, Rawhide.
Hey, appreciate y'all stepping in and watching and listening and all that and participating in the chat. But yeah, my endings are bad. So go vote. Go vote. Go vote.
Also, I didn't get to play my video, so now I have time to fix it.
Oh yeah.
So I can't show up naked on camera.
Oh my
It's not. Yeah. Oh God. It's not. It was a joke. You had to see the video to understand the joke. I wasn't actually naked. Like, stop. Like, I just realized I said that out loud. But anyways, we will talk to you all next week. Assuming the world is still okay, we will talk to you next week. Bye.